everybody, I'm Merisu the Art Sheep, and thank you so much for checking out this video. And today, it is my 290th speed paint! Woo! I only got 10 more to go, and I'm on schedule. At least for the most part, this was technically supposed to come out on the 4th of May, but I did at least finish it on the 4th of May, and I'm even recording this audio on the 4th of May, so maybe it will come out on Cinco de Mayo. I don't know. I'm gonna be streaming that day, so we will see. I would do the intro in Spanish in honor of Cinco de Mayo, but I don't know how to do that, so we're just not gonna do that. Anyway, I never actually told you what I'm drawing and why I forgot the sketch. I forgot the beginning part of the sketch because I forgot. It really is that simple, folks. I forgot. And the characters that I'm drawing are my original characters, Azura, Shiraboshi, and Akira. Well, his name was technically Akira Koyuki. If you go back and look at anything that is remotely Blue Song, it is Akira Koyuki. I am changing it. I do not like the name Koyuki. I am changing it to Kayama. I did like Koyuki in the simple fact that it was related to Honeyworks, and I absolutely adore Honeyworks, but Kayama fits him a lot more. It means Blue Mountain, so I think I'm gonna go with Kayama. So, Akira Kayama. And these are the main characters for my series, Blue Song. And no, it's not a fantasy. I just wanted to draw them in fantasy because I absolutely love it when I draw them in their fantasy outfits. And I haven't done it in years. I opened up my reference sheets and I was just like, oh, they're so old. Why are they so old? Why is everything in my life so old? I made Azura over, wait, how long has it been? I think it was, oh my goodness, she's almost 10 years old, I think. I'm pretty sure she's almost 10 years old. I think I made her in 2017, and I haven't made their story yet. I'm sorry, Azura and Akira. Oh well. Oh well. But, wait, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, they're reference sheets. They're very old. Like, real old, and not very good, actually. I really need to update them and whatnot, but I have not had time for that. Reference sheets are hard. They take a lot of work. If I ever do, like a commission for a reference sheet, remind me to charge, like, $500 for them. Yeah, that sounds good enough. $500 for a reference sheet. I don't got the price out yet for a reference sheet, like, at all, but that's how much I'm gonna charge for it. I've never offered that, but if anyone does want me to do a reference sheet, I will gladly do it for the price of $500. I did actually draw a reference sheet for Azura's fantasy outfit, but boy was it hard to draw in this pose because I didn't account for certain things. So this pose is actually inspired off of I don't know what issue it is, I don't remember, but it's a She-Hulk cover, from, well, a She-Hulk comic, you know, Marvel Comics, and I really, really liked it. It was really good. I'll see if I can pop it up right, here. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that one. I based it off of that because I just absolutely loved it, and then also this picture that I, found that was very much associated with my childhood, and I was recently reminded of it as I was going back and watching Sword Art Online Ordell Scale. It was of Asuna and Kirito. Funny thing is, yeah, there's the drawing right there. But funny thing is that I first saw that song in a nightcore video entitled "Bring Me Back to Life." Oh, why did I say entitled? It was a "Bring Me Back to Life." My brain's not wizard, folks. Yeah, it was a nightcore version of Bring Me Back to Life, and it was, and I really liked the pose, but I had no idea who it was because I wasn't watching Sword Art Online. And then when I started watching Sword Art Online, I was like, wait, these two look familiar. And then I realized, oh, they were from the Bring Me Back to Life nightcore picture. So, cool. Does anyone remember nightcore? I love nightcore. You get these high-pitched, squeaky chipmunk voices in faster speed, and let's face it, there are some songs, like a lot of songs are just, oh, whatever, it was nightcore, but some are meant to be as nightcore, and I refuse to believe there's original ones of those songs. Examples would be Angel was a Shotgun, Dum Daddy Doom, Every Time We Touch, Be My Bad Boy, Poison, Dragonfly, Butterfly. Yeah, the original versions just don't exist. I'm sorry. If you like them, they don't exist. You must be listening to a fantasy. Because the only versions I'm familiar with is the nightcore versions. Dum daddy dum, dum daddy dum, dum daddy dum, dum daddy dum. I literally cannot listen to the Dum Daddy Doom song like regular because it hurts. It just really hurts. I remember the nightcore songs, people used to use them to get around copyright. In fact, that's what I used to do. I used to speed up the pitch to get around copyright, and it did work, but then it stopped working, and I had to stop using them in my speed paints because I realized I actually like doing this whole drawing thing, and I don't want it to stop. So we're going to have to stop. In fact, that's why my first speed paint isn't around. It's because I used some copyrighted music in it. I think it was, I don't know what all songs I used. All I know is it was Jimmy Phomic's cover of Wildfire, but I don't know what else it was. It was just really weird. Anyway, you might be able to hear my doggo snore in the corner. So that's always nice. But yeah, this pose, really hard. Really had to try to figure out how the dress worked, because as you can see, it's pretty long and very ethereal and such, and I still don't think I got it accurate, because the way that it's almost positioned, it's almost as if her head is touching the ground, but technically, realistically, the way Akira is holding her, I don't think her head would quite be touching yet. I think it would be like just above it, so I should have probably made it at a different angle. So, yeah. But I wanted it to look like this. And these more dynamic, dramatic angles are very, very challenging to me. I'm not gonna lie. But at the same time, it is something that I like doing, and it's always good to get out of your comfort zone and try something new. And boy, was it really, really hard. And I wish the poses, the hands always look so weird, and especially with Akira. I'm not good at guys. I admit it. And stuff. Yes, Akira is a guy, in case anyone's wondering. One time, a person saw my artwork of Akira and they thought it was two girls. Like, no, Akira's a guy. I'm sorry if you want him to be a girl, but it's not that kind of show. It's not. I'm sorry. Akira's a guy. I gave him a ponytail because he's actually inspired off of... So for those who do not know about Blue Song originally started as Cardfight Vanguard fanfiction. Tales of Halls, my ever series, started off as Yu-Gi-Oh! Fanfiction, and Blue Song started off as Cardfight Vanguard fanfiction. And I just based Azura Shiraboshi off of Rekka from... these are all characters from Cardfight Vanguard. Rekka, Sayu, definitely Sayu, and then a little bit of Usagi Tsukino from Sailor Moon, and I know there was one other character from Vanguard. Oh yeah, Rati Kurti, from, it was the hair, the way that it loops around. I think there might have been one more, but I don't know. And she was just supposed to be an idol character who dreamed about being an idol and also a card fighter, and was supposed to be fun and such like that. And I fell in love with the story so much that I kind of wanted to turn into a normal story. And as I was thinking up the story, I just came up with Akira. And because I didn't have a design for him, it literally all came to me in a dream, like the entire story. And without Akira, Azura's story would have not been made. And I always just find that symbolism a little fitting, because it's like, oh, without Azura's what made Akira, but without Akira, she wouldn't have her entire world, and that's just so romantic. But yeah, Akira was, before I had him designed, I used Satoru Onishi, a character from Cardfight Vanguard, as my placeholder, and I really liked this design, but I wanted to make sure it didn't look too much like him, so I started making some changes, and one of the changes I did was a ponytail, because I used to like those in my guy characters. Not so much anymore. Maybe a little, but not as much as I did. And yeah, so that's just what I did. I gave him a ponytail, and I think it really worked. I mean, in the end, it did what it needed to do, and what I needed to do was make him not look like Satoru Onishi. I didn't want anyone thinking I was copying the designs of the characters from Card Fight Vanguard, because in the end, my series has nothing to do with card fighting anymore. There's no card games in it whatsoever, like, at all. It is, like, the furthest from the fan fiction origin. Like, Tales of Hollows, there's still a game in it. It's not Duel Monsters, obviously. It's Hollow's Gate. Howl's Battling games, but it's not. There's still a game in it, but Blue Song has nothing to do with games. And even though I did base them off the characters from Card Vanguard, they look nothing like their inspirations anymore. In fact, one thing I did with Akira is I've made his skin a lot more tanner over the years. I guess it just kind of more fits with his character, and I also made his hair a lot more redder because also to divorce him from Satoru Onishi, I made his hair brown and just kind of gave it a reddish tint, but I've just been making it more red over time, and now it's just flat out red pretty much, and I like it. I like blue and red, and I like it when it's two characters who are blue and red. It creates great color contrast. And then for Azura, I pretty much did like just little changes. And yeah, I really am proud of them, and I'm really proud of this drawing. Like I said, Kira's hands could have been better. I always have trouble with guy hands, but nonetheless, it was still difficult, and I still had a lot of fun, and I'm still happy with how it looked. Could it be better? Yes. Am I happy with it? Well, maybe not in 2 days later, I won't be, but as of right now, I am. I actually really do like it. Well, the one thing I did do is that originally I was going to put highlights in her eyes. You'll see me add them to them at the later point. The main reason why I waited to add highlights was because it was really kind of a debate on if I should have them or not. So I saved it to the end, and in the end I did put them there, but then doubly at the end I got rid of them because I kind of wanted her to look like she was in a trance or something, because if she was just kind of wide awake, this pose wouldn't really make sense. But then again, it doesn't really make sense in my original reference with She-Hulk, because she even says it just makes good cover art. Which, true. It's very appealing. And then in the case of Sora Online, Asuna's eyes were kind of hazed over, like she was in a trance, and Kirito was saving her. And so that's really what I was going for, and such. And, yeah, like I said, I really did like it, and it was really fun to color. I really do miss coloring Azura and Akira. Their hair color is red. Well, it was brown, but now it's pretty much red. And this color of blue, where it's kind of like a sky blue, I really do enjoy coloring. It is so pretty. For the longest time, though, it was really hard for me to try to get it just right, because there was so few characters who had this color of hair. And the thing that I would do on really mastering my coloring is I would look at other people's artwork and try to find characters that looked as closely to what mine was. So, like, if I wanted to draw her in a way that was similar to Rosary style, I would just find images that Rosary made that were had purple eyes or blue hair and whatnot. And that's kind of how I would learn my drawing process. That's how I would pick up on things and such. But it was really hard for Azura because there were very few characters that had her hair colored. And even if there was, they weren't really drawn by the artists that I really liked. I actually did do a style challenge a long time ago. It was based around Azura, of me drawing her in different styles of different artists. I think it was Nekarina, Hyananatsu, Ayusel, Kawase, and Rosary. I think that's it. There might have been more, but I'm not sure. So, another thing that I was going to do is I was going to change the gold accents on her outfit to silver, because I really wanted the dynamic of red, gold, and black was Akira, and then blue, white, and silver was Azura. But it just did not look right, and gold was what it originally was. In fact, this drawing is actually drawing. This outfit is based off of an original character by Rosary, the artist who I'm talking about. And her original character, I think her name is Astarte, I think, or something like that. Astra? I don't know. I can't remember. But it's the space girl that she has. And the first outfit that she was drawn in, it's based heavily off of that. And then also some other things that I can't remember. In fact, the very first time I drew this, I absolutely was in love with it, and I had no reference sheet. I just literally came up with it as I went along, kind of like when I made Misato Yoshiko, and I was just really happy with it. And it was so beautiful because it was the one this is what I had. I actually did an art trade with one of my senpais, ISL, and I had ISL draw draw Azura in this outfit. ISL really seemed to like it, so I was really happy with that, and it looked so beautiful. I sadly didn't have a reference sheet ready though, and that's actually why I created a reference sheet. So that way, if I ever drew it again, someone would have a reference sheet, but that was a long time ago, back when I did art trades. I don't really do art trades anymore. Because I just mostly want to stay doing what I want to do, and if you want me to draw what you want, then you can pay me. And most of the people who I would want to do art trades with are just my friends or artists who I have no chance of doing an art trade with. So yeah, it would not be a fair art trade. Well, that's another reason why I quit doing art trades, is because I just kind of felt like sometimes the person who I was doing an art trade wasn't getting a fair deal, because I really did try to make beautiful art, but it always just did not seem good enough. So yeah, that's why I stopped. But anyway, that was the illustration. I hope you enjoyed. I've had a lot of fun with it. It was very fun creating a fantasy scene of the knight slaying the demon. It's off screen, and him saving the ethereal princess of the sky. Yay! Well, not the sky, the sea star or whatnot. Anyway, that's it. Anyway, if you liked, do all the YouTube things. If you didn't, thank you so much for watching this far. Anyway, it means a lot to me. Bye!